You are listening to Diasporic Music on Black Power 96, and this is you're listening to Melinda Francis, and Lisa Watson is on the buttons, and we're getting ready to interview Henry Gomez, known professionally as King Cosmos, and he is a Trinidadian and a boy, Canadian, and he was born and raised in Princess Town, Trinidad, and he was exposed to music at an early age. I thought you were from Laventille. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. Laventille is where there's a lot of I think Kwame Ture and a lot of people. Yeah. But anyway, let me say this.
Yep.
John Henry Clark says that Trinidad is, he blames Pan-Africanism on Trinidadians. He says that A. Sylvester Williams was from Trinidad, George Padmore was from Trinidad, C.L.R. James was from Trinidad, Claudia Jones was from Trinidad, and Kwame Ture, a.k.a. Stokely Standiford Churchill Carmichael. He was also born and reared, and I think he stayed in Trinidad till he was 14 or 15. Then he went to the Big Apple. But how you doing, sir?
Yep. Otis, I'm fine, really, really fine. A little tired after the carnival weekend. Well, it's still the carnival weekend, but I'm good. It's good to hear your voice. Good to be with you, Melinda, the whole crew, man. How you doing?
I'm wonderful, as Sam Cooke would say. Melinda, you want to ask King Cosmos some questions?
Yeah, I mean, let's get into, the carnival season this year. I heard that, you won a competition or something.
Yes, news travel fast. I'm the Canadian Calypso Monarch for 2024. I won the competition last Sunday, a week ago exactly. My second win in 29 years. It's not that I've been trying every year since 1995. I hadn't competed for a number of years, but this year, I just felt like getting back in the ring, and it so happens that the judges liked my calypso and my performance, and they gave me first place, and I'm happy about that.
Congratulations!
And, how long? Thank you. Go ahead.
No, Melinda, go ahead, Melinda.
No, it was
okay.
You, Norman.
Okay, I'll jump in.
No, go ahead, Melinda. I cut you off.
Yeah, since we're talking about carnival, my calypso was about carnival, what's happening to what we call carnival and pointing out the difference between carnival and masquerade, So there's been a debate going for a number of years, which way is the carnival going? Because with so many young, attractive, nubile women who go to the gym and get buffed and toned and everything in preparation for carnival, it's become more of a body image thing than masquerade. So that's what my calypso was based on.
So it's turning into a semi-beauty contest, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of beauty contest. It's like a beach party on the streets. I talk about the 4 B's of carnival. That's beads, bikini, bra, and boomsie. Some people say backside or bottom, but boomsie sounds cuter, Kids would say boom boom, like sugar boom boom, but I say boomsie.
Sugar Boom Boom. You remember the Jacksons recorded that by a Lord Kitchener song, right?
That's right.
Boom, I don't know if they recorded it. I don't know if they recorded it, but they sang it. I know they sang it, right?
Yep, they performed it. I'm not sure. Yep, you're right. I'm not sure if they recorded it, but they certainly performed it, and it caused quite a stir as well, But that was then. This is now.
Let me say this before we go. I remember Spike Lee came up here and he was kind of disrespectful because he was talking about calypso. You know, you guys sing calypso, and it's about sugar boom boom and all of that. And I don't know why Spike would say something like that, having grown up in Brooklyn with Caribbean people. He would have to know that, you know, a lot of some of the most resistance music has come out of calypso. So I don't know why our comrade Spike would make a statement like that.
Well, you know,
and he was talking about William Doyle Marshall was asking him a question. Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a few years ago. And it's interesting you should say that, because last year I was in Africa twice. In October, I was in Senegal, Dakar, and in December, I was in Winneba, Ghana. And in both places, I presented a paper titled Calypso as Music of Resistance, Empowerment, and Change. So that fits nicely with what you're mentioning. Calypso is very much a resistance type of music. A lot of people don't know that because they're more familiar, jump, jump, whine, whine, you know, boom, 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 boom. And maybe that's what Spike Lee got caught up in for some reason, you know. But, I mean, I admire him, admire his work, but, you know, nobody is perfect.
Oh no, but you know, Spike is the S disturber. He likes to stir it up.
Very much so.
You know, that's part of his appeal. You know.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree with that, man.
Melinda, you have some questions?
So, yeah, no, I was just wondering because this is a return after a hiatus. What was the trigger for you to come back? Or was it specifically because you were making new music, or, you know, what was your return? What was your trigger?
Several things. Several things. There were several triggers. Number one, people have an interest in conflict, in competition, in striving to see who's going to be the winner, who's going to be the loser. And that's one of the things about Calypso. And here in Toronto, Canada, we found that attendance was waning, you know, because we hadn't had a competition for quite a while. We had one in 2016. We didn't have one in 18. We didn't have one in 19. Then COVID hit. We had a competition last year. I became the president of the organization. That's OCPA, Organization for Calypso Performing Artists. I became the president. This is my second 2-year term. And, you know, people have been talking to me and saying, hey, what's happening? We should have the competition again, da-da-da-da-da. So I listened and I thought, okay, so under my presidency, we'll revive the competition. So that's what happened last year. Last year, I just wanted to see the competition reestablished. And this year, I felt comfortably enough that I could delegate a number of things which would leave me room, the headspace and everything to compete, which is exactly what I did, you know. And it so happens that the judges felt that I had the best Calypso and the best performance. So here I am, the Canadian Calypso monarch. So my return, and again, that desire to tell a story and tell it well, you know, because Calypso too is all about storytelling.
King Cosmos, I have a question. I have been very, very critical of the soca and Calypso crowd for not putting enough pressure on the state for I shouldn't say the state on the music community for not. I don't know if we even have a Calypso category in the Junos. Remember we were fighting. They had. I don't know if there's there, but I was very critical. I was basically saying that since you know, music from the Eastern Caribbean, you know, Calypso, soca, had brought in so much money to the city of Toronto, they are disrespecting people from the Eastern Caribbean and African people and Indo-Caribbean people in particular for not, giving us that, not that we're begging, but the category in the Jew. Yes. So how do you respond to that?
Well, I think about people like you and Milton Blake. I could never think about music, the Junos, without thinking of you and Milton Blake back in the day. And I think we're looking at one of the essential differences between people of Jamaican background and people of essentially Trinidadian or English-speaking Eastern Caribbean background. Now, I remember Denise Jones as well. At one time, she was really pushing for reggae and calypso. You yourself and Milton pushing for reggae and calypso to be included in the Junos. But even though, yes, calypso, carnival, soca music help to generate so much revenue and so on, the way things are divided and categorized here, like the Junos, it's seen as, okay, yes, it's a cultural thing, but it's highly commercial as well. They're looking at marketability. But I got to come right back and look at us as Calypsonians. And I have to say that we don't have as many Calypsonians who are serious about the business as we have Jamaicans who are serious about the business. You know, for the Calypsonians, it's more like, well, hey, we'll hibernate during the winter, fall, winter, spring, and we'll reemerge during the summer to have some fun. It's not so much a matter of a career for most of the practitioners of Calypso and Soca. So we have just a few people like me, I guess, Connector. Who else I can point to? Maybe a Macomea Fifi, Susan Grogan.
Jason, I'm sorry, but Jason was pretty serious about it when he was alive.
Yes, thanks for pulling me up in that. I forgot to mention Jason, very much so. And he was one of the serious ones as well, very committed to Calypso and Soca music. So it takes, excuse me, it's a numbers game as well. Look at how many reggae artists we have who are serious about the game. You know, so they have numbers on their side. When they go to the table, they know that they have people backing them. They know that it's more commercially organized than Soca and Calypso are right now. You know, so that's the perspective I take on it. I could be wrong, but
no, I agree with you, sir. I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
and
they got the numbers of the organization.
Yes. And since we have
Melinda, go ahead.
so much of... Okay, sorry about that.
No. I was just going to reiterate, when we had Eddie Bullen on the thing, he said something similar. He's like, you know, basically it's seen as a festival kind of music, and it happens once a year. So, you know, like in the industry, people have hard time like marketing it. So he was saying, repeating what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. And now much of the music that we hear, Soca and Calypso, comes from outside Canada. You know what I mean? The English-speaking Caribbean. On a personal level, I am changing that to some degree. This year, I don't know if you all are familiar with my latest release called Trinbago is Home. Even though it's a patriotic song, Calypso, in supporting Trinidad and Tobago. It's highly commercial. I did a music video as well, and the music video in 5 weeks has crossed 10,000 views. And in the music business, especially Calypso and Soca, to have 10,000 views in 5 weeks, that is phenomenal. That's extraordinary. And even though I'm tooting my own horn, I'm going to do it loud and clear because it is something, you know, to brag about, to boast about. And so people would know that, there is a commercial aspect to soca and calypso music made here in Canada. And that's what I'll spend the next while demonstrating. I worked with Leston Paul, one of the top arrangers in Trinbago. I'll be going back to him next year again, because these collaborations are also important. And as you know, in the business, naming and branding are very important aspects as well. So, having worked with him, as soon as people hear, well, arranged by Leston Paul, it gets a different kind of reaction.
Well, it's it's, a lot of people don't realize it, but supposedly the first million-selling album was Calypso by Harry Belafonte.
Calypso.
Of course, Short Shirt said that he put too much water in the wine, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that was actually chalky.
What did I say? Chalk dust. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You said Short Shirt, but it's actually chalk dust. Hollis, Liverpool.
Chalk dust.
Hollis, Liverpool.
Right.
Yeah, and I think some people have been too hard on Harry Belafonte. And as you mentioned that, I worked with a group called Pimento Groove, led by a brilliant jazz guitarist, Maurice Gordon. He's Jamaican. And it so happens he is Jamaican, the leader of the group. I'm Trini, the lead singer with the group, and we specialize in Harry Belafonte material. Because of that, I have had to do a lot of research on Harry Belafonte, and I don't care what anybody says, you got to give the man props. And, he explained again the commercial aspect of the business. He acknowledged, said, look, I would never be able to sing Calypso as well as the Mighty Sparrow, any of these guys. But it just so happens that around the world, people understood my accent better than they understood Sparrow's or Kitchener's or anybody else. And that was an important part of the business. It's like the Andrews sisters with rum and Coca-Cola. Americans, English-speaking people understood their accent, their groove better. And because of that, they, got the props for rum and Coca-Cola. As you know, it became a source of contention later on. There was a lawsuit which Lord Invader won. But again, that's the commercial aspect of the business. And Harry Belafonte, you got to give him credit. He brought Calypso to the attention of the world, really, when you get right down to it, because he performed mainly Calypso. He did a lot of folk music. He did blues. He did some jazz to some extent. He did ballads. He was excellent at what he did. But his name being associated with Calypso did a lot for Calypso. And that's the reality.
Well, let me say this, is that Sam Cooke idolized Harry Belafonte, and that's where he basically patterned his career on Harry. He took directions. I don't know if they ever talked, but what for lack of a better term, Mr. Belafonte was Sam Cooke's role model, and you remember Sam recorded "Was Sad to Say I'm on my way, won't be back for me." Did you make a farewell, right?
Well, Jamaica Farewell, that's right. Yeah. Well, thanks for that bit of knowledge, Otis. That's one of the reasons I always love talking with you. And I tell people, you got to be one of the few walking encyclopedias that I know when it comes to culture, politics, geopolitics, all those things, because you don't separate the two or the three or whatever the number is. Sam Cooke, one of my idols as well. And a lot of people don't realize how much cross-pollination there has been between music from the Caribbean, people from the Caribbean, and North American music. A lot of people don't realize that. We know we had people like Robert Mitchum, Barry White, Maya Angelou, my favorite, one of my favorite rebel ladies, Nina Simone. I mean, all of these people at some point, dropped some calypso, because calypso before, let's say, pop music as such took off. I mean, calypso was really ruling the roost, and it's a part of history a lot of people need to know. Let me do a little promo here right now for your listeners, whom I should have greeted at the very beginning. We're going to be at Harborfront tomorrow, and from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock doing some Harry Belafonte. And we're doing 2 sets. And when I say we, I mean Pimento featuring King Cosmos. We're going to be doing 2 sets of music from, I think, 12 to 1. Then we take a break, and then we go from 2 to 3. That's at Harborfront tomorrow.
Let me drop this just for people's information. Godfrey Cambridge was, he has links to Nova Scotia as well as Guyana. The actor Godfrey Cambridge.
That's right.
Yeah, but I think I believe he actually grew up in Nova Scotia, but he was a lot of people don't realize it, but Godfrey Cambridge was a hell of a political person. I don't know if he was a Marxist Leninist, but he was on the left. He was an anti-imperialist kind of guy. He hung out with Nina Simone, Kwame Ture, Lorraine Hansberry, and they were talking about, trying to
the left.
Yeah, they were on the left, right? As well as Mr. Belafonte. Mr. Belafonte was
oh my God, man! He was like the bankroller, the banker, the everything for the civil rights movement.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yeah, he kept Dr. King. Yeah, he kept Dr. King alive, and I guess they had some differences. He had some differences with Kwame, but I think. Well, I don't even want to go into that. Bigger things to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you always find these things for one reason or another. Du Bois had differences with Marcus Garvey as well, and for one reason or another, these differences always come up when we have progressive people who want to bring about significant change for people of African ancestry. You always find this kind of thing happening. But listen, Otis, I tell you that I'm actually in a gig right now, and they want me to come in. So I'm hosting a show out here in Mississauga, somewhere I haven't been for quite a while.
Okay. You explained it. Go ahead.
Thank you guys so much, and continued blessings to you all. And I hope when I have some more time, we could really chat and have some fun, dropping some knowledge and so on to your listeners. But thank you so much for having me for the few minutes.
Oh, last thing is how do you say goodbye in Wolof, King Cosmo?
Oh my God, you got me. I forgot. They taught me, but I forgot, because in Dakar, that's all you hear, Wolof and French. Oh my God, I forgot. Otis. I'll have to.
Nanga Def is how you greet someone, but it's Nanga Def is Wolof, or that's how you say hello. But
yes. Bye. I have to. I'll have to learn that again. I forgot. Okay.
Thank you.
You're breaking up a bit, but I got to run. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Bye now.
So, Melinda, what's happening? What are we getting ready to do now, my friend?
Oh, well, we're going into the jazz zone, so yeah, we can go into the jazz zone a little bit earlier.
All right.